Now then.
Is it going now?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. All right, so now I put two numerics on the front panel, and if you look here, we got 2 on the block diagram. There's a distinction in the type of numeric that you place on the front panel, and there's a way to use it for both. But really, all objects on the front panel are either going to be controls or indicators. And you may want to think about that for a second and let that soak in. What's the difference between a control and an indicator? Well, a control is going to be a value that the user sets to go into the program, and an indicator is going to be a value that the program, reflects back to the user on the front panel.
Like the sum of the two would be, not if I was putting it into a variable or a wire. Is that right?
Let me think about that for a second. There's a way to get it to, okay, you can read from an indicator.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you can update a control. I think you can do it both ways. For now, there's a control and there's an indicator. So the way you know which one it is, what do you think you do? You right click. You pop up on it. So take your mouse, put it over it, right click, and then if you look at what comes up, you see this change to indicator? That would imply that I have a control there. And if I go and I right click on this other one, and it says change to indicator, oh, I have 2 numeric controls on the front panel. Well, I need an indicator. So I'm going to right click this, I'm going to change the second one to an indicator. Okay, so now I have a control and an indicator. Now I'm going to go ahead and wire up between the 2, and I'm going to not compile or even bother to save this program. I'm just going to press this little run arrow right here, and you're not going to see anything happen because I didn't put a value in the first numeric. All right, so the 0 just propagated from the control to the indicator through the wire down here. I'm going to put a number in it, and I'm going to do something tricky. We're going to put a 5 in my numeric, or in the control. Actually, I'm going to change the name of this. If you double click the word numeric, you can get control of that text. So highly advise using intelligent names for your variables, just like in C coding or any other language. Using quality variable names self-documents everything. You need to do that. So here, for this little nonsense program that I'm writing, I have put a control, I've labeled them control and indicator accordingly to how I set them by right-clicking on them. Is everybody with me so far?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. When I right-click on either of those, I created 2 numeric controls.
Yeah.
You said right-click, and I assume in the front panel you did that because I looked away. And then you change the indicator. It's possible, right?
Yeah.
Right click, and if the text says change to indicator.
It's
I
one of
must
the
have clicked
options.
in a different.
Try again. Just go at it again.
Where am I clicking?
In the block diagram.
It's working fine now.
Yeah,
Now
you
that's
can-
an option.
You can do it actually from either place.
Oh,
You
you
can do
can?
it from the block diagram or the front panel. It works either way, I think. Let's just check it. Yeah, you got to get your mouse over it.
Oh, I was clicking on the verbiage where you now have control.
Oh.
So I was controlling, I was right-clicking on that, not
All right, so let's talk
the
about
entry block.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's a little bit confusing. See, we are in 2017 now, and we have a thing that you guys aren't even aware that it exists or was ever a problem, but it used to be a big problem. We used to have the tab button. I started programming this language in 1997. So if you go over here to Tools, well, let me see if I can find it. Okay, where is the Tools palette? View, Tools palette, there we go. So if you go to View, I think from either window, you can launch this thing called a Tools palette. And where did mine go? Okay, View, okay, there it is. You have to be on the front panel. You go to the front panel, which is the gray one, and go to View, Tools palette, you'll see this thing pop up. It's got all these different things you can click are different tools. kind of like, I think Photoshop has this, right, where you have the tools palette, and I still to this day can't figure out Photoshop. It's too complicated for me. It's just ridiculous, all the different layers, and oh my gosh. I use Paint, seriously. I can't deal with
That's all you need.
Yeah, so, all right, so you got all these different tools you could use. There's a text tool, there's a selection tool, we recognize those. There's a grabber tool, a hand tool. I don't, just know that those are there because you might have to use them, you might have a hard time selecting something, and you may have to go get the tools palette. But they came up with, about 10 years ago, this thing called a multi-tool, which is what was selected before and why we didn't bring it open. The multi-tool just is this green box at the top. Make sure it's on, and then as you move the mouse around, watch what happens in my tools palette. You see it moving about? It's automatic. It puts it on the right one that you need for clicking on that, according to what the AI intelligence thinks you're wanting to do. So, and it usually gets it right, but sometimes what happened to you happens and it goes rogue, and you just kind of have to fight it, just overpower it, I guess. Anyway, okay, so now, let me get to this. I'm trying to get through the painful part of it as quick as possible so we can program, and we're actually almost there. I like to be simple about things. All right. So now, in my front panel, I put a value in my control, and it is not in my indicator. We know that this program is going to, if I look over here at my diagram, it's going to take the value out of the control, that's going to run down the wire and go into the indicator upon runtime. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to do one more trick, one more thing for you to learn. You see this light bulb? If I turn it on, that is called execution highlighting. What is execution highlighting? Well, watch. So I'll press my run button. Did you see that? Did anybody see what just happened? Watch the screen, I'm going to do it again. Did you see that? Can you guys even see that up there? Oh, you can't see it up there. It's too...
It's very thin.
Do it, yeah.
Each color.
If you do it on your machine, you'll see the thing move. Do you see there's a little dot that goes down? Has anybody